conversation that's honky talk. 'Cause this is honky talk.
It is recording. We can go. Dude, you and I could probably talk for 5 hours, right? We can just knock 30, 40, whatever works.
Okay, cool.
You know, but this is. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, brother.
I wanted to thank you, man, first and foremost. Because as you said before, you've had a lot of people ask you to do this and whatever fucked up reason. And cursing's allowed, my man.
All right.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I'm going to try to refrain from that.
I understand that. But I want to thank you for allowing me to ask the questions because I've known of your story for, what, about a year now? Probably the last time you were here.
Yep.
And, you know, if we can, one, what are you doing now? What makes you happy? And we can go back to really what got us here. But tell me what you're doing.
So I'm working for Andy Kennedy and Michelle Kennedy and Joe Campbell at the Brewer's Kettle and Game On and Pothead's Coffee and Antique Shop that's about to open. And I'm just their general maintenance guy.
Okay.
So I love working with my hands. Like I said before, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I'm not an expert at building stuff or anything like that, but I'm pretty good when I have somebody that knows what they're doing in charge of me, give me a task and completing it.
Right. And you've been home, how long? How long have you?
So I got out of prison.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got out of prison January 18th of 2024.
January 18th of 20, okay. So fuck, a year and a half.
Yeah, about a little over a year and a half now.
What, you went to jail because you were associated with the issue in the Capitol January 6th, correct?
So what a lot of people call me and other people are J6ers.
Okay, that's a term that's used.
That's a
derogatory fucking term, right? I
well,
mean, is that
it doesn't matter to me. It's hard to offend me.
Yeah.
So some guys.
Well, if I ask a question, brother, and you're like, just say, fuck you, dude. I mean, you know. But so you went to the Capitol. When you were driving up, because there's so many fucking questions I want to ask, right? Because you can choose the source online, but you and I both know the internet doesn't represent shit.
No, of course not.
Right? What was the purpose of going up to the Capitol?
Well, it was to meet up with friends and be there to support who I thought was the rightful president.
Which I still believe is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did things get out of hand, or was it misrepresented exactly what happened?
Right. So I was there during the riot, and I ended up leaving before the Capitol got broken into.
So was it like a fucking riot? Like,
well, it started.
Is the shit we seen on TV, was that accurate?
Well, it's somewhat, but it's also the worst stuff that happened was highlighted. The stuff that wasn't is what specifically the DC Metro Police did to further escalate the situation. So
it's been reported, correct, that the FBI was not only aware, I know they were aware, but they were also involved.
Well, there was
in escalating the situation.
There was lots of informants, a lot. So, and that didn't serve any time, but were there doing the same stuff as everybody else.
Holy shit! So they were getting physical may not be the operative word, but they were getting dirty.
They were
doing some shit.
They were involved in the government's portrayal of
How's that even legal, brother?
It's not.
But they were never held accountable.
Never. Well, I don't know that.
There's no way in hell an FBI agent sitting in jail, or was no way.
In DC, I was in jail with one FBI agent that was in the pod with me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that was like so you got arrested in DC?
No, I got arrested in Kernersville, North Carolina. I got arrested like 1 month after the January 6th event, about a month and a half.
No shit.
Yeah.
And an FBI agent was in jail as well?
When I eventually made my way to D.C. when I was there. So I moved around a lot when I got locked up.
Pulling the same charges?
I don't know what his charges were. I didn't ask him.
Do you think that was a ploy? Or do you think that they just funneled this guy through the system to make it look like they justifiably went after people that were guilty?
I mean, who knows, man? It's all fishy to me. I can't even begin to guess because I didn't ask questions. I kind of stuck to myself and stayed in my own lane. So I didn't want to know what other people were going through. I didn't want to know, if they're guilty or not. I just wanted to do my time and get out of there.
You're talking about the jail part.
Yeah.
Fair to say that you took the lesser of two evils when you were looking at the charges that you could have pulled.
Right. So I took a plea deal.
Right.
I took the only plea deal that they offered. And the reason is my indictment got superseded. I started with 4 felonies and 2 misdemeanors.
But didn't you say it was fucking crazy, like the shit that they were trying to pack on you?
Well, the craziest part, and this is what drove my blood pressure through the roof, I had hypertension, was when I got my indictment.
We can throw these on. It'll sound better.
All right.
You'll just hear yourself talk a little bit better.
Oh, cool.
Feel that?
Yeah.
But go back, hypertension.
Yeah. So when I first got my indictment with the 4 felonies and 2 misdemeanors.
Did you know it was coming? Like you said, okay.
Well, I was waiting because I knew something was coming. But when it said on the indictment, United States of America versus Charles Donahoe, it like...
I'll delete your last name, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows who I am. You can just Google me, and I'm on every page on Google. So,
are you shitting me?
No, there's every single page. Yeah, every single one, every single link is me, except for like one doctor. But every single link is me. But I'm fully doxxed and everything. So whatever.
Okay, what does that? Okay, so you guys are in a car. You're driving up to the Capitol.
Yeah.
It's for the because I'm a pro-Trump guy.
Yeah.
Right. Pro-conservative, but I'll be honest with you. In politically. Very, very conservative, but socially, I'm fucking liberal.
Yeah.
But I would have been up there. And to be honest with you,
a lot of people
going up just because I wanted to support the president.
Heck, half the guards that from all the jails I was at were like, I was going to go. I was going to be up there. So if that tells you anything,
yeah,
it's just they weren't. So
how
they didn't
easy
get
was
hit with
it?
charges.
Did people? Because I could have gotten sucked into that. If I'm going to be honest,
it was.
If I see a violent thing going on, just to protect my own self.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck's coming at me.
Just like
whether it's an undercover FBI guy, FBI guy, if it's a cop.
Just think if you're at a bar and a brawl happens.
Yes.
As a man,
I'm gonna start
chances
swinging.
are you're going to be somewhat involved, and then you'll catch a charge when you didn't start it.
Dude, that had to have happened a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep. So
Jesus.
It kind of felt like the same thing up there with me.
Were you on premise?
Yeah, so I was on the Capitol grounds.
Okay.
All the way up to the steps.
But that's open, right? Or is it open?
Well, they gated it off and put, I believe, no trespassing signs. I can't remember.
Just for that day?
For that day, yeah.
Okay.
But normally you can walk around up there. They have Capitol Police.
Which tells you the fuckers knew something was planned.
There's no doubt in my mind.
You told me that one thing.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that something behind the scenes was going on.
Yeah.
Not to our benefit.
Do you think it was planned? Meaning, not the outrage.
You have 2 levels. There's
cheers, dude. I appreciate this more than you know, man.
Oh, thanks. So you have 2 levels of stuff. It's like, are you actually, what's the word? Complicit, implicit in what's going on, or do you just know about it and are allowing it to happen?
Okay, what does implicit and complicit mean? Like one,
you're part of it. So,
or you just got sucked in, basically.
Yeah,
like I would have gotten sucked in. I would have been maybe complicit.
Yeah. Well, so what? But what I'm talking about is the powers that be at the time, how that stuff rolled. It was. There's no doubt in my mind that they at least knew what was going on. If not, maybe even helped cause more chaos. Now, I hope that's not true, because that's very damning for a government in the United States. But there's stuff going on that is hidden. I'm sure of it.
Did I remember correctly when we talked over a year ago? Happened on the 6th that you received phone calls prior to the 6th.
Yeah. Well,
did I remember that correctly?
Well, it wasn't. I received a message from a buddy of mine that told me somebody got locked up who I knew personally. And I was walking to work, and I said, if he got locked up, then I'm definitely next. And I put my phone in my pocket, and as soon as I got in the parking lot at work, like 4, 5, or 6 FBI undercover
No
vehicles
shit.
rolled up in, pulled their guns. We're all, you get on the ground.
This was in Kernersville.
Yeah, this was in Kernersville, and then they were backed up for Forsyth County sheriffs. I had even hit up a couple cop buddies of mine. Hey, man, I need to talk to you, and nobody would talk to me. So
Because they knew.
I don't know, but probably.
And how long did it take from January 6th? Well, let me go back, because that's like when you're driving up to D.C.
Yeah.
Again, it's just for the sole purpose of attending and supporting.
Yes.
And
There was no driving up there. There was no conspiracy.
Right.
To
Didn't they try to
do
stick
something.
that on you?
Oh, I got conspiracy. I
You
took
did?
a plea for conspiracy.
No shit. So you just had to take it just to go ahead and...
Well, I mean, if I could have taken what's called, I think it's the Alford plea, I would have, but they wouldn't offer that.
The Alford is when you don't admit admission or guilt, but you should take the penalty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then if you don't admit the innocence or guilt, do you still take the misdemeanor, felony, or whatever? Is that still on your record?
Yes.
Oh, so you have an Alford plea of this as a felony, is what that would have happened.
Yeah, it would be, but that was not on the table for anyone.
Dude.
So nobody was allowed to get that.
So you drive up like, fucking A, we're going to get with my boys, we're going to drink some beer, celebrate Trump getting elected. Mm-hmm. Maybe do a couple of other things, right? Shit goes down. Whatever you do, you do. You drive back home. Do you drive, were people getting arrested then? Because there's a guy, do you know a guy named...
No.
Dude, and to go back to your point, but he was from here. My kids grew up with him.
Okay.
Right? It's a sad story, bro. He was one of the guys physically assaulting the police on Capitol. Mm-hmm. Right? There's video of him doing it. And I'll probably delete his name out of this just to benefit the children. But he went down, then he moved to Florida. He was facing some hella charges because he's got a pipe. It's probably a PVC pipe or something.
Yeah.
There's video. I mean, this dude was rocking a fucking helmet,
Yeah.
a vest, and he was uber conservative. Like, we would almost get in fights when our kids played ball together.
Gotcha.
Right? But he was, when you talk about religion, right? He would quote Jesus in a baseball game and then talk mad shit to me under his breath. Say the most worst thing. I'm going to fuck you up. All kind of shit. And then he'll back away. You need Jesus in your life. He was that hypocrite that I've told you that I struggle with.
Yeah. Well,
Long and short,
there's a lot of people like that. And the biggest thing about Jesus is whether or not you have love in your heart or hate in your heart. Because if you have Jesus in your heart, you have love, not hate.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
And so, but we're all sinners. We're all hypocrites one way or the other. All of us. Not one of us is not a sinner.
No, I agree. And I want to touch on that subject. But I wanted to see... Hummel went down to Florida, moved to Florida, right? And was right before his trial.
I heard a couple people did that.
And I think he was probably facing some really deep shit.
Yeah.
Right?
It's too much for him to handle.
Yeah. And to me, that's the sad... Was he wrong? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he was wrong, right? But enough to warrant being removed from his life, from his wife and family.
Well, it's just how the charges started stacking up against everybody. Very, very serious charges.
Did you expect that? Like, did you know,
No,
holy shit, if I go up there and maybe throw a knuck or something, then I'm going to get these charges?
No,
Am I getting a simple assault?
No, I had no clue. And then when they all hit, it was hard for me to believe. And like I said, to go back to the United States of America versus Charles Donahoe, me serving in the Marine Corps Infantry for 4 years with 2 deployments to Iraq.
See, I don't think people get that credit. Like, if you were to go, I've not Googled you, I'm going to. But
yeah.
They should say, first and foremost, this motherfucker served in the military.
You don't even want to look at the comments. They're so mean and nasty.
Don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, because I met you, I love you,
Yeah.
I give a shit about you. Those things, even with me running a little shitty restaurant, people say shit about me all the time. Kev's a drunk. Kev's an idiot. Kev, wasn't a good husband. All this other bullshit. And I both know people don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And you go back to your heart, like, you're here because we have a select group of people that I only trust so many people in my life.
Well,
I only give a fuck about so many people in my life.
That's good. You want to keep your friend circle small.
100%.
You don't want it big, because somebody that means you harm will wiggle their way in.
They'll use it.
Yep.
And, I have, as you know, the utmost respect for Andy.
Yep.
So we talk about some shit on the sides, and that man I trust to death. And,
Yep.
You know, I love the fact that they're having success at Game On.
Well, right before I talked to him yesterday, right before I came up here to talk to you, he was like, "Listen, Charlie, Kevin's a good dude. He's a good dude." I said, "I
appreciate
know,
that.
man."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Don't think any way about." I was like, "I know, Andy. I know."
But again, I want you to look at this before, and it's not like this is publicized and a million people are going to see it, right?
Well,
but
who knows, man?
this is therapy for me.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's nice to talk about stuff, and for me, finally be able to open up a little bit with somebody that I trust.
It's got
with
to feel
somebody
great.
I know who's not going to try to edit or manipulate the stuff that I say to fit an agenda.
And that's a scary thing.
It is a scary thing because it happens all the time.
And, you know, you said you've been offered quite a bit of money to sit across. And the fact that you're doing this with me due to the trust, it means a lot to me, to be honest with you, because
thanks.
you can't buy trust, you can't buy friendship, you can't buy character.
No.
And that's why I'm not having you here for any other reason. I just want to fucking know, man. You know, I know a little bit about your story, and I'm sorry you got caught up in it because you're a good fucking dude.
Thanks,
You know,
man.
I've done the due
Appreciate it.
diligence with Andy, and I know you're a great fucking human. You served in the military. And that's what the story needs to be told whenever you Google your fucking name, you know, Google anybody's name. Let's talk about the positive attributes first, right?
Well,
that isn't how the world works.
No, that's not. But to the Judge Kelly's defense, and to the prosecution, they did take that into consideration
Good.
with my plea. And instead of getting hit with the hammer, I know 3 years is a lot for a lot of people, but comparatively with stuff that other people got hit with, mine was more of a slap on the wrist, it felt to me. And it took me a long time to realize that, but a lot of good came out of what happened because I was going down a path of self-destruction when it came to drug and alcohol abuse.
I've been
And
there.
there wasn't love in my heart. There was a lot of hate, and it was hating people that disagreed with me. And
I'm kind of there though right now. That's why I need your help, right?
Yeah.
Because you've been through some dark shit. I've not been through anything like it, but I'm getting to a point politically where everything gets me just fucking snapping, right? The shit in Charlotte, I'm snapping. Charlie Kirk, I'm snapping. And that's why I need things like this on a weekly basis to sit aside from somebody that I love and respect just to talk.
well, you need to read
I
the
might
Bible,
fucking
man.
cry. I need to read a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
in the Bible and the New Testament, there's a lot of stuff that'll help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
For one, now, I don't know the scripture by memorization or anything.
and you were not religious by say prior to this
Right,
transition.
I was agnostic.
Did you become more spiritual and religious in jail or
Bible saved my life, man.
okay?
So
Was that in jail?
Yeah, that was in jail.
Okay.
So I found Jesus 100%, and I'm 100% committed to Jesus.
Walk me through that. Like when you're sitting in jail looking at 3 years, like, fuck, what do I do?
Well, I
make
was,
myself
at the time,
better.
At the
I mean-
time, it was there's no plea yet, and they just keep stacking charges on, and it was
Oh,
more
fuck.
of
So
it
you're
was
sitting
more
in jail.
of
like,
I'm never
I don't
getting
know.
out of here. I'm
Because
never
you were
getting out of
looking
here.
at potential what? If you got everything that they put on you, how many years could you have served? 15, 20?
If I went to trial, I probably would have gotten hit with anywhere between 10 and 15 years.
No shit. And all you did is took a ride up with some fucking buddies who were pro-America,
Yeah.
right? Patriotic.
Well, I was involved in the riot.
Okay.
So this wasn't a thing where I pre-planned to go riot
Well, that's my
against
point.
the
But it
government.
goes back to what we just talked about. You go involved in a group and something happens. As men,
Yeah.
we're going to protect ourselves, or we're going to, unfortunately, I don't even know how to say that the right way. I'm not going to automatically attack someone that's defenseless, right?
Right.
But I'm going to be honest. If I see me and you are boys,
Yeah.
and I see some guy beating the shit out of you, I'm not going to automatically check his credentials.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's a problem that so many people got sucked into that.
Well, it was.
And I love aggressive dudes. I'm a man's man. I think,
It was.
you know.
It was very easy to get sucked into.
Yeah.
It felt wrong to turn and walk the other way.
You can't do that, dude. You were in the military.
Yeah, that's
you were in
it.
fucking Iraq.
Yeah. Yeah. It.
You know, I mean, what do they expect? I don't.
Yeah.
In hindsight, okay, tough question. Your life changed because of these 3 years, right?
Yep.
You could have turned away and not gone through the path that you went through.
Right.
do you, and this is a fucked up question, do you consider it a blessing?
It is a blessing, 100%.
Wow.
A 100% blessing because of finding Jesus. So instead
You don't
of
think you would have found Jesus in the streets doing what you're doing? Or do you think you would have continued to go down the path where?
I think that's a question one day when you make it to heaven, Kevin, to ask Jesus
I might
himself.
not make it, brother.
Well, if you keep hanging out with me, I think you will.
I might not make it.
I think you will if you keep hanging out with me. So back to the blood pressure thing. So I got that indictment. The United States of America versus Charles Donohue.
So once you got arrested, you didn't post bond or anything. You were there.
No, there's no bond on the feds. It doesn't work like that. So
oh shit.
When you get federal charges, they have this thing called the Bail Reform Act. It was started in 1986, I believe. Correct. I think it was in the 80s. I think it was 1986. It might not be, but it's around that time frame. And it looks at two things. Are you a risk of flight or are you a danger to the community? So they judged me no risk of flight.
But a danger.
But they said, you pose a danger to the community. But what they said, it's based on the charges, which is like saying you could just charge anybody with anything if you're federal, even if you don't have any evidence, and hold them without bail for an indefinite amount of time because you say the charges make you a danger to the community. They don't look at your past. For me, I didn't have any criminal history, so they didn't look at my past and say, look at all the stuff he's done that's dangerous. They used the charges that I hadn't been convicted of yet to deny me bail.
Damn. Because what, and this is a credit to you, not knowing you that well, but how you carry yourself and how you speak, I would never associate. I was telling my wife, I said, Charlie's a fucking great guy. You know, you're going to hear how he talks and carries himself. There's no way in hell when someone meets you, they can ever make any assumption at all. Oh, he was part of the J6 crew.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Any reasonable person. But I'm not perfect, man. I get angry too, and I say some obnoxious stuff sometimes.
But you
people.
speak, and you would expect, right? If I'm going up there, it's just a bunch of good old boys, right?
Yep.
Good old boys, yeehaw, Confederate flag motherfuckers, right? That wasn't it.
No.
You ain't that.
No.
And you weren't, I mean, I don't know you, but I know you weren't that before.
Yep.
It's not like your personality can change completely.
Right.
And we all have, to me, the scariest people in the world are guys like, not with this situation, but guys like you. I can be triggered a little bit.
Yeah.
But the guys it takes, and I'm going to guess, you're like that. And I think Andy's like that. It takes a while to get pissed off.
Yep.
But holy fuck.
Yeah.
Once that thing's triggered. Mm-hmm. Like I had a guy in fucking high school, man, his name's Willie, right? Very quiet. He was different. You know, he had tattoos and, you know, nipple piercings when that wasn't cool. Right. Played soccer. Little guy. Like, I mean, he's bigger than me, but he's probably like 160 pounds. And he was a guy everybody fucked with, right? Because he had a tattoo and had a nose ring, and you know, and he was that dude, man. We'd tell people, don't fuck with him. We go to bars, don't fuck with him.
Wrong dude.
Yeah, don't you want to help your boy? Nah, he's fine. And just wear people out, man. But it's a credit to you, Charlie, that you don't embody the ignorant stereotype of what people associate that day with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, there were several people, quite a few, that do embody that. And so for me, I know what I did was wrong. But the way it was portrayed is also wrong.
That's beautiful, actually.
The truth is in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things, you know. I had to learn the hard way, and I did, and I found Jesus in the process.
And you're glad that happened.
And I'm glad that happened.
What about, like, had you ever been arrested before? Or
yeah, I had previously been arrested for a DUI.
Okay.
So
congrats, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Kudos on that one.
So, the case was dismissed.
Which is bullshit.
Well, we know how stuff works. It's not anything against law enforcement. You know, they're doing their job of throw
but
this
I've
guy
never heard
tickets.
the state appeal.
Yeah,
the judge's decision.
Whatever.
So it's done.
It's
right?
done.
They can't bring it back. They can't reappeal. They can't bring it to the state superior court if they hear you say anything derogatory about the case.
Nope. And then because I'm fully pardoned, and I accepted a plea deal and did my time. There's nothing that they can do. I mean,
That's
if they
awesome.
wanted to try to bring up some bull crap, if another administration came in, they could, but I have a pretty good amount of faith that that wouldn't happen to me, because there's people that are part of the Department of Justice that have met me and don't have any negative feelings to me.
Dude, you put off of such a positive vibe, bro.
Well, thanks, man.
And I don't, again, I would think those same positive vibes would have been there prior to your situation.
But they just,
right?
they weren't at the forefront all the time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of negative vibes too.
Okay.
So, and that's because I was not living my life the way Jesus wanted me to.
Right.
Because Jesus wants you to love people, not hate people. And without Jesus, that's hard to do.
So you're in jail. This is where this. How do you find Jesus when all the crazy shit goes on in jail? Like whenever, at least stories that I've heard, right? The keystring and the crazy shit and the drugs and the fights and the violence and the racism and everything else. And how does that happen?
Well, Jesus is the light in the darkness.
Okay.
And Jesus opens himself to you 100%. It's whether or not you, on your own free will, accept that hand.
But
that
are
reaches
most
out to
people
save you.
finding Jesus in prison also or jail?
I've met a couple, but that it's not.
So you're unique.
Well,
Is that what you're telling me?
I wouldn't say unique. It was more. I felt while I was locked up, I felt like I didn't belong there. And now there's a lot of good people I've met along the way.
In there.
But about 90% are terrible people. Terrible, terrible people.
Okay.
They try to justify every
Their actions that got them there and everything.
Super wrong. They try to justify it. They don't think like with any type of positivity. It's all negative. Everyone's against them. And I was just like, dude, I do not want to be this person.
So were you rare in prison? Because you probably took the same thing. Okay, I knew what I did was wrong. I'm facing my consequences. Is that rare in jail? Are most fuckers saying, well, you know what, I didn't do it? I'm sure most of them say I didn't do it.
Well, it depends. So a lot of people say they didn't do it, but some say I did do it. I'm waiting for my plea to come down.
Okay.
And I actually have four friends I was locked up with that I still am in contact with that call me from jail now. Well, call me from prison now.
No shit.
And I send them money
Okay.
for their commissary. Because they also helped me get through it
Like
by
protect
being my
you?
friend.
Or,
Not protect me, because I didn't need protection.
yeah. Do they not fuck with you because you come in, you're tatted up, you're an ex-military guy, you've been through some shit. You're a guy they wouldn't fuck. Me, they would fuck with, right?
Well, I doubt that, Kevin. It's more of when you get locked up, you stay in your lane, you don't get in anyone's business, you want to look tough, you don't want to look like easy prey, but
Okay.
you also don't want to be the guy that causes conflict all the time, because you're eventually going to run into a guy that's going to check you, and he might be in a gang, and you got the whole gang against you now. So, and
So you weren't
prison
scared at all?
gangs-
Like, how the fuck do you
Well,
walk
of course
in?
I was scared.
But you just got to put on a persona.
I had to, and I had to pray, lots of prayer.
Yeah.
But I was scared. Every time they moved me, I was scared.
So, okay, you get into like a cell, for lack of better terms, or a block or whatever. Get kind of comfortable, like you figure it out, like you know.
Yeah, so-
is there a hierarchy in
Yeah.
jail? Is that real?
100%. So when you're,
And if you don't talk about this shit, just tell me to shut the fuck up.
No,
Okay.
no. Every jail and prison, there's pods that are segregated where they'll put people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and most of them, what they do is the guards will watch you and decide where you should go. And
Okay.
along the way,
For your safety.
yeah, for your safety.
All right.
Well, but also if you're a shithead, they'll be like, I'm going to throw them in there with the wolves.
That's pretty dope, though, actually.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. So, and there's plenty of wolves. There's plenty.
Really?
There's plenty.
Just preying on the new guy.
Yeah, well, but not only that, but there's guys that'll straight up, a guard says one thing wrong to them, and they'll knock the guard out.
So do you reach a point, take that guy into consideration?
Yeah.
He's in there for the long haul, probably.
Yeah.
So what does he have to lose?
What does he have to lose?
Yeah.
He has nothing. Oh,
Is that true? Is that a
yes.
fair
Yeah.
assessment?
Yeah. It's
okay.
what do I have to lose? I'm going to be the top dog in this terrible situation. I'm running the show, and nobody's going to stop me.
Is that the case, though?
That is the case.
So he is running the show.
Well, the biggest, most violent dudes are usually the ones that have some sort of sway of how things work,
Even with the guards?
even with the guards.
No shit.
Yeah.
So is it true that, and I know it's true, but I guess if you've ever experienced it, how do these guards, right, allow shit to get snuck in? And then you hear these cases of like that one chick guard, she helped that dude out. But are guards allowing stuff in? Are there Are there dirty guards? How about that?
Yes, of course.
So that's
Yeah.
legit. There are dirty
They're
guards.
dirty guards.
Do they?
But they're not, from what I witness, they're not, it's not like half or anywhere near that number.
Okay.
But they're around.
Are they dirty because they're scared? Or they're dirty because there's an upside? Like they're doing this shit because maybe they're paid?
I think it's more of the guards will respect a lot of the prisoners. And it's more of a build some sort of a bond.
Okay.
In order, because that's their place of work. That's where they do their duty every day. And those are the people that they have to interact with on a regular basis.
Okay.
So to them, the upside would be, I can walk in here and be me, and nobody's gonna see any way because I snuck this in for this one group of dudes.
Fair to say, if you're close to the big dog,
Yeah.
right, no one else is going to fuck with you.
Yes.
Because the big dog doesn't want that relationship tampered.
Right. Correct.
Damn. So you move to a new pod, you got to act tough.
Yeah. You just it's not necessarily act tough, but you put on a persona of don't mess with me.
Okay.
But the way I did it was don't mess with me, but I'd be pretty social pretty quick to look like, for one, I'm not new. I've been around.
So you got to act like I'm fucking experienced.
Yeah,
I know this game.
experienced.
Yeah.
I know this game. I'm experienced. Hey, what's the rules around here? Do. And then for me, what I did, which is probably not one of the number one reasons why nobody messed with me, is I started studying the law thoroughly. And guys would
Walk me through that.
So my brother sent me all the Fed books, the 18 USC codes, which is all the federal charges, and the amount of time they potentially carry, as well as the sentencing guidelines.
To help yourself
To help
fight
myself
your
look-
own personal
look stuff.
case.
Yep. And within that, I started studying. And so most of the guys that I was locked up with were on drug and gun charges. So
Okay.
what will happen is if you have drugs on you, the state will take it. If you have illegal guns on you, the state will take it. But if you get caught with both drugs and guns at the same time, chances are you're going to get picked up by the feds. You're going to get arrested by the state, but then the feds are going to pick your indictment up and put federal charges on you. And so I got really good at seeing all the guys come in, what they were facing, then they get sentenced and sent out, and was able to communicate to the other guys, hey, here's the sentencing guideline.
So they would come to you for legal advice?
Yes, for legal advice.
Holy shit.
Well, a lot of these guys, they burn their bridges with their public defenders. So getting a lawyer on the feds is extremely expensive. You're looking at the cheapest, which ain't even going to do crap for you, is going to be at least $20,000. And these guys don't have it. So they get federal public defenders. Well, federal public defender...
Do they suck, honestly?
Well,
do they actually fight for you?
Yes, mine fought for me. Mine are Lisa Kostler and Ira Knight.
Okay.
They're two of the best human beings I've ever met in my life.
That's outstanding. And they're
So-
out of Forsyth?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no. Ira's out of Guilford, and Lisa's out of Forsyth.
Where
But
was
they
your case
both
tried? Was it tried here? Was it in Raleigh? Or
No,
what? How
I
does that-
got sentenced in D.C.
Fuck. So, but they could still take the case for DC or no? How does?
Yeah, well, so they are from the Middle District of North Carolina. So when you look at the feds, there's districts in the state that the feds cover.
Okay.
So I was given a federal public defender from the district of my home area, which is the Middle District of North Carolina.
Okay.
And I could have denied and get another lawyer. There's motions you can file, like
But that would have been an attorney up in DC.
ineffective assistance, basically. There's an actual term for it. I just forgot. But what were you saying?
But that's if you denied your local district attorney when you're in DC, it would be a DC attorney or no? It'd still be from this district.
Well, wherever you're locked up at currently at the time. So if you fire your lawyer, then they'll appoint you a lawyer from wherever you're currently serving your time at.
Okay. But you became just a badass source of information.
I was a
legal.
huge source of information.
Have you ever thought about going to law school or like?
I just don't have a desire to do
Okay.
that type of work, man.
Fair, yeah.
Working with my hands makes me feel like an accomplished man.
Love it. Yeah.
So the legal stuff, like I've got ADHD and doing all the different tasks that it takes, because the legal stuff, I have a lot of respect for lawyers because that's hard work.
Right.
But there's also a lot of crappy ones.
I agree with that. But you're sitting in the jail cell, and correct me if I'm wrong, well-read, well-versed, and people are coming in for advice.
Yeah, well, what it'll be is I'll help one guy that I become friends with.
Yeah.
Somebody will ask, and before long, it was everybody in the pod, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, didn't matter, were coming to me.
What a bet. I mean, there's no better way to protect yourself.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's exactly how I felt.
But you didn't do it for that reason. It just happened to come
It
naturally.
just happened.
Right.
Well, it was, I find Jesus, so I went at first from minding my own business, then finding Jesus, and opening myself up more.
Are you still in a process with this while you're researching of getting sentenced?
Yes. So I'm still awaiting.
So how long was that period?
Well, I took a plea after between 12 and 13 months of
Holy
me being
shit.
denied bail. And then I waited probably 34 months before I got sentenced.
So then once you got sentenced, essentially you were released for time served or no?
Well, no, so I didn't. So then they sent me to Philadelphia FDC, the federal FDC is Federal Detention Center. So
How much time did you serve, bro?
Well, I got sentenced to 40 months, and I served 35 months. I had 5 of the months taken off for good behavior. So if you're on the feds, you only have to serve 85% of your time if you don't do anything to violate your good time.
So it's still 80. Isn't it like some parameter is only 50%? Or
Well, no, so then they have the First Step Act. But even to this day, guys that are locked up, I still have not, my friends that are still locked up, they still have not been able to take advantage of the First Step Act, which is where you can reduce your sentence all the way to 50%.
not everyone got pardoned.
No, well, these guys weren't J6ers that are my friends now.
My fault. Okay.
Yeah.
The guys that you still help with money and you've got to
Yeah,
know well,
yeah,
and
yeah.
my fault.
So and 2 of them are good dudes. They just got wrapped up, and I really believe that they're going to change their behavior now, because they're not going to, once you go fed, that means you're done with state time. You get
Okay.
fed, and then you go to feds a second time. I mean, that's pretty much a life sentence.
No shit.
They're going to career criminal you.
Is it safe to say, not exploiting these guys, but they're violent acts that they're in for?
Well, it's not, a lot of it's not violence. A lot of it is like Schedule I narcotics,
Okay.
selling, big time drug dealers, like moving big amounts of heroin or meth.
Dude, imagine how tough that is. I mean, that's pretty damn good business management. I
Yeah.
mean, because you got a logistical flow
Yeah.
that you not only have to manage the logistics,
Oh, well,
but you have to protect the logistics.
They're the kings at their
They're
game.
smart as hell, man.
Yep, they're the kings at their game. But the thing is you're rolling the dice, man. because somebody's going to snitch eventually.
Dude, I had this was probably mid 70s and 80s, and it wasn't drugs, but I had an uncle, and Kenny was printing counterfeit money. He got busted, obviously, but he was printing 20s and wasn't paying attention and printed the backside upside down. It's a federal case. Got nailed, maybe served 4 or 5 years. But he said federal prison was amazing. Well, he went to that prison, right? Where you can play fucking golf and everything else.
Oh God, yeah. So he
wasn't real.
He went to so there's different security levels. You have your low, which is nice. I never went to a low, but from what I've heard, it's nice because nobody at the low is trying to go back to the medium for the most part. Now, some will get sent. So I have a buddy who's Army National Guard right now. His name's Matt. He's a corrections officer at the state low in Winston-Salem. And he said the last several years he's been working there, he only remembers one guy getting sent back to the medium.
Okay.
So these are the people that aren't your violent, dangerous thugs. These dudes are, I got caught. I'm doing my time.
But you consider drugs? I don't. Maybe I'm a dumbass, right? I don't consider that being anywhere near the capability. I know you're killing a lot of people in drugs and whatever, but I'm the reality of if you choose to put the shit in your body, bro, that's on you, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it.
A drug mover, a drug hustler, those that are transporting drugs, I don't really see it as that big of an offense. I'm a big believer. What I would like to have someone answer is the heroin addict, right?
Yep.
Or the meth addict. Because when you fucking do it once, you're done. You and I both know, as strong-willed as we are, you put a needle in that fucking arm,
it's over.
You done, brother.
Yeah, it's over.
And I love drinking. I don't smoke. But I can't understand why someone would, my life's great.
Well,
let me go ahead and one time.
It has everything to do with pain. So those opiates, so what happens to a lot of people on those opiates is they don't start off with the needle. They start off by abusing pills.
Okay.
And then they can't get the pills anymore. But they can get the 20 bag of heroin right off the street.
So then they're hooked on the pill.
Yeah, they get hooked on the pill, and then they end up usually snorting stuff. And then that's not enough to get me high anymore, or that's not enough to stop the pain. Because once you put opiates in your body, the opiates take away all your pain receptors. So you feel...
That's what they do.
It numbs you in a way where it feels good. Well, then when you come off of it, let's say you had this achy knee for the last 5 years, but it never really bothered you that much. You just knew that now you come off of the opiate, and now your knee is killing you.
Worse than it did before.
Worse than it did before. Because
that's a good explanation.
Your body is not used to being numb by all the pain. You've slowly acquired this pain and these achy joints. Now you're cold turkey off this pain eliminator that masks the problem. Now you're in so much pain that you're like, I got to do something because I feel like I'm dying.
No shit. Okay.
And that's how people...
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
thank God.
There's a lot of guys that get in a bad car accident and they start them on the morphine drip. Then they switch them to the Percocets. And then all of a sudden...
That's what Oxy is, right? Is Oxy that too or no?
Yeah, well, so...
Is Oxy and Percocet the same thing? Not the same thing, but...
Percocet is oxycodone. So...
Did you see that shit in prison?
No, it's all about the Suboxone.
The hell's that?
So Suboxone...
But you did see drugs.
Oh, yeah.
They got drugs
Dude, you could go to jail never touching a drug in your life and come out an addict. It's that easy.
How in the hell do they get it in?
Up their butts, dude.
That's real?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's real.
Hold on a minute. They just pop.
And then a lot of times guys will swallow a bag and then they'll poop it out later.
Okay.
But the Suboxone, you don't have to do any of that. So there's this thing called the Medicated Assistance Program. So North Carolina is part of it.
Okay.
So what Suboxone is it's, I don't know if it's an actual opiate, but it's an opiate mimicker that is, it looks like remember the Listerine breast strips?
Oh yeah, they dissolves on your tongue.
Yeah, so it looks, it's exactly like that, but it's pink.
Okay.
Or brownish, but, not
it's a drug
green.
on a paper.
Yeah, so it's a drug on a paper. that they give to heroin addicts to help them come down off of heroin so they don't die.
Okay.
Because if you cold turkey quit shooting up heroin, you got a good chance of dying from withdrawals.
So I'm on heroin. I go to jail.
Yep.
They're not going to let me cold turkey. They're going to wean me
Well,
off of it,
you
right?
have to be a part of it. Like I'm a heroin addict. I need something,
Okay.
and so they'll give you the Suboxone. What these guys?
Suboxone.
Yeah. So
All
what
right.
these guys will do is they'll put it in the roof of their mouth,
Okay.
and they'll hide it there, and come back to the cell and scrape some off, and then they'll trade that for commissary or for money on their books or money to a cash app for when they get out. And dude, people love that stuff in there.
Suboxone.
Yeah.
And it dissolves on your tongue?
Yeah, well, on the roof of your mouth. Yeah,
How in the hell do they
dissolves in
get
your mouth.
it? Like, how does it not dissolve on
Well,
the tongue?
I know this specifically. So what you do is when you're walking to the nurse to get it, you breathe in and out real hard to dry your mouth out.
Shut the
Then
fuck
you
up.
put it up in there.
So there's no moisture, saliva
Yep.
to absorb the.
And so
or
there'll be a
absorb the
little
drug.
bit, so the guys that snort it, you're snorting somebody else's spit, but you're also getting high in a place where you're so bored or miserable that anything that gives you a little bit of escape from reality is something.
What about alcohol? Hooch, I think I read.
Yeah, so that's
Is
easy
that
to
easy?
make. Yeah, it's easy to make.
Do the guards really bust that or no?
It depends on what jail you're at. So at the
Okay.
Philadelphia FDC, you got busted for hooch. They're going to take away 30 days of your good time, meaning you'll towards your 85%. They're going to take 30 days, and then they throw you in the hole for 30 days.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is the whole solitary?
Yeah, solitary
Did
confinement.
you ever go to that?
No, but
That would drive me fucking insane.
Yeah, but I was locked up during COVID, so a lot of places I went to were 23-1. I mean, 23 hours in the cell, 1 hour out to make a phone call and take a shower real quick.
How did you maintain? You obviously are strong mentally, and I guess the faith probably helped. That helped maintain
Yeah, I
that
read
sanity.
the Bible 3 times,
Really?
the entire thing. And the second time I read it, it was a study Bible, and I read all the study notes.
Damn. So you get just when you're in solitary, or you get to pick the books when you're in.
Well, so
23
a lot
and
of
1?
the jails will if somebody sends you a book through Amazon, you'll eventually get it. So I was having.
So we can send your boys books all day long. The dudes that you support.
Yeah, but a lot of guys don't like to read. It's crazy.
Do you get
But
TVs in there or no?
Yeah, so every pod will have a TV. Unless you're in solitary, you don't get a TV.
Who gets to choose a channel?
Whoever's running the show, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
And you change the channel, you get your ass
only
whipped, right?
only one place I was at did I have control of the TV, and the reason
Is it because you were running the show, or?
Well, I wasn't running the show. Nobody really was. But it was the pod that I eventually got to, which was where the cool people, they send the cool people that the guards like, or not necessarily like, but know that aren't going to cause a bunch of trouble. But I ended up, so everywhere I was at, black men mostly ran the show everywhere. But that was the only place where...
Was there racism? Keep that thought. Was racism like you read about, like groups,
so
the blacks, the whites, Hispanics?
Well, on the feds, everything is racially segregated. So
For safety?
You stick to your own race when it comes to anything. But you are allowed to intermingle with other races and have friends and talk to other guys of other races. But if something goes down...
They're going to defer back to...
You go to white guys if you're white. You don't go...
I'm a believer, man. You think I'm crazy. But, I've started the honky talk, which essentially that's what this is, right? It's not racially divisive. I'm a fucking believer that racism inherently doesn't exist as much as we want to believe it does.
Well...
And like in jails, you would think it's so divisive, right? But the intermingle, I get it. I mean, that's survival at that point.
It was surprising to me.
Did you expect a lot more...
I expect a lot.
Divisiveness?
I expected a lot more racism, but how the feds work is everything works off of respect.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that life, though?
That is
truthfully.
life.
I
That
mean,
is life.
Because with church or anything else, you respect me, I respect you. Has nothing to do with
the
color.
guards don't segregate. The prisoners segregate.
Okay.
But it's not a thing of like. Of course, if you're a white guy and you say I want to be on the black car, then all the white guys are going to be like you're a race trader. And
Okay.
then depending, some of the black guys you're on the car with aren't going to want you.
What does that mean, car?
So car is the group of dudes you hang out with and roll with.
Yep.
That they call.
So if you're playing checkers, chess, or whatever with the black guys,
yeah,
the white dudes are gonna be like,
no, that's not true at all. You can do all that stuff. It's any type of like business deal, any type of like if there's about to be a fight.
Do you know when that's going down? Okay, there's about to fight on Thursday
dude,
morning.